Hello all. Today in this session we will discuss a new chapter, that is body fluids and circulation. So body fluids and circulation. Okay, body fluids and circulation. Now it is first, what is this? This is known as pulse. Pulse. How it is measured? Pulse is measured by ECG, that is electrocardiogram. ECG. ECG means electrocardiogram. Electrocardiogram. I think it is not visible into you. Okay, we will discuss about the pulse in the later stages. First, this is just keep in your brain. That is, this is a schematical way of the pulse. Okay. Now we will see what is meant by circulation. Okay, first. Okay. First, what is circulation? That means we want to see what is meant by circulation. First, the definition of circulation is the transport of, that means the transport of nutrients, oxygen, CO2, okay, and excretory products to the concerned tissues or organ. That means for example, if we eat the food, it will transport to the digestive system, and if we inhale the oxygen, it goes to the respiratory system or other parts of the body. Okay, this is the one. Now let's go down. Okay. Now, okay, for circulation, simple organisms, that means sponges, coelacanths, use water from their surroundings. That means there are simple organisms like sponges and coelacanths. Sponges and coelacanths use what to excrete? They use water from their surroundings. Now, complex organisms like humans. Complex organisms like humans use body fluids. Now, what is meant by body fluids? We will discuss about body fluids in the later stages. That means body fluids consist of blood and lymph for circulation. So you can see that humans use that means complex organisms use the body fluids, while simple organisms uses the water for their excretion. Now we will see what are the types of the circulation systems. Okay, first see this. Okay, first types of circulatory system. Types of circulatory system we will see now. Okay, what are the types of circulatory system? First, circulatory system is divided into two types: open circulatory system and the closed circulatory system. You know, it is circulatory system, open type and closed type. Now we will see about the open circulatory system. Okay, first we will see the diagram. This is the cockroach. Cockroach has the tubular heart. As you see here, it has the tubular heart. Now the body surface has Now if you see hemolymph, that is the blood one. Blood one. That means hemolymph means for humans we have the what we have? We have the hemoglobin. For cockroaches they have the hemolymph in sinuses. Okay, and it will go. After going into this, they again transport into the heart. Okay, now we will see in a detailed way. First, remember this. First, remember this diagram. Okay. Now we will see the information given in them. Okay, the information, now it is saying open circulatory system. Open circulatory system. First, here the blood pumped by the heart passes through the vessels into the open spaces or cavities called sinuses. Here they are saying that the heart, the blood comes from the heart, and it goes to the open spaces through the vessels. That is, the open spaces are called sinuses. Okay. Now, what are the examples? The examples are arthropods and mollusks. Okay. What are the examples? The examples are arthropods and mollusks. Let's see the second type. The second type is double circulation. First, remember these points. Okay. Okay. Now we will see the double circulatory system. We have completed the we have completed open type. Now we will see the closed type. Okay. It is completed. Now the closed type. Okay, closed type. First here the blood from the heart, and it goes to the small branch. Look, this is the small branch vessels in each organ. This is the small branches. What are the branches called? These are called capillaries. Capillary. From capillaries, the oxygenated blood goes to the body, and the deoxygenated blood goes to the capillaries, and from there it is go to the blood, and from blood it is go to the heart. Now I have taken this as the interstitial fluid, IF. But in the diagram it is showing that interstitial fluid is here. Okay. Now I will explain neatly. This is the heart, and it goes to, and it has branches, and it goes to the capillaries. From capillaries, oxygenated blood goes to the interstitial fluid, and from the interstitial fluid, this goes to the heart, and from the interstitial fluid, the deoxygenated blood goes to the capillaries. Now these are the ventral vessels. We will see this in the strategies in enhancement chapter. First, they have given the points. First point is, here blood pumped by the heart is transported to blood vessels. Here it is saying that blood pumped by the heart goes to the blood vessels. Now, it is more advantageous to have blood flow because here the system is well developed. So, the pressure and all factors can be regulated by the heart, can be precisely regulated. The examples are annelids and chordates. Okay, what are the examples? Annelids and chordates. Let's see what are the examples. First, for chordates, the examples are annelids and chordates. Okay. what? Except annelids. Okay, it is except annelids. Now we will see the heart of vertebrates. We don't want the heart of invertebrates. So first remember this, and then we will go to the heart of vertebrates. Okay. Okay. Now we will see the heart of vertebrates. First we have, what are the vertebrates? Vertebrates are fish, amphibians, reptiles and mammals. Okay. First see this, I will explain. Okay. First we will see fishes. Fishes has two-chambered heart. Why? It has, this is the atrium. I think it is not visible to you. The ventricle. It is atrium and it is ventricle. Okay? This is atrium, this is ventricle. And here it is corpus callosum, bulbus arteriosus and sinus venosus. I will write here bulbus arteriosus and sinus venosus. Okay, first remember that. Okay, these are clearly visible. Now here it is ventricle, it is atrium, sinus venosus and bulbus arteriosus. Here the two-chambered heart means a atrium and a ventricle. Okay. Now in amphibians it is three-chambered. Three-chambered means two atrium and one ventricle. Now, okay, we will discuss about amphibians in the later parts. Now reptiles. We know reptiles except crocodiles have three-chambered heart, but it has incomplete partition for ventricle. Look, this is the ventricle. This is the incomplete partition. Okay, this is the incomplete partition. Now for the crocodiles, birds and mammals, it has a four-chambered heart. Now in the examination they can ask which one has three-chambered heart, which one has four-chambered heart and so on. So this is the important information, and it's saying that all vertebrates have a muscular chambered heart. So remember this point. All vertebrates have which type of heart? Muscular chambered heart. So muscular chambered heart. In which it has two-chambered, it has three-chambered, it has four-chambered, three-chambered with except crocodiles. Here it is three-chambered, four-chambered, and it is fully developed. So we will discuss the next one. So we will see the circulatory pathways. First, we will see what are the types. So we will see what are the patterns of circulation. Patterns of circulation in vertebrates. We will see today or now. First, incomplete double circulation and double circulation. Okay, it is single and incomplete double, and the third one is double. So here it is single. Example, fissures. And here it is the incomplete double. Incomplete double means amphibians and reptiles. And here it is double. Aves and mammals. Okay, aves and mammals. Now we will see individually. First, we will see about single circulation. So remember these points. Okay, first the single circulation. I will explain neatly all the points. We will discuss until the blood groups. Okay, for this session. Now, first single circulation. Single circulation means it is the blood flows into the heart at a single time during an entire circulation. The examples are fissures. Now, heart receives impure blood only. That means heart receives impure blood. What type of blood? Impure blood. So, the heart is called as venous heart. Venous heart. Now, deoxygenated blood. Now, we will see what is the pattern. First, deoxygenated blood. That means from body. Body to heart. From heart to the respiration. That means the respiratory organs. From respiratory organs, it is again, it is oxygenated. After that, it goes to the body. Body again to from body deoxygenated blood comes, and the blood will go again goes to the heart. Okay, this is the pattern. Okay, this is the pattern. Now these are the capillaries. This whole is the capillaries, and it is first. We will start from here. Okay, we will start from here. This is the heart, from which this is the gills. First suppose from gills it goes to the body. Here it O2, and from here it is CO2. From CO2 it again goes to the heart. CO2. So it again goes to the CO2. From this it will eliminate out of the CO2 and it will bring O2. This is the one. Okay. Now it is seen in fissures. Okay. Single circulation, it is seen in fissures. The heart receives impure blood only. It's called venous blood. Now deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood goes to the heart. Heart to the gills. Gills to oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood to body parts. Body parts to deoxygenated blood. And to the heart. Now it is the gills. And the heart. It is the body capillaries. From this, the gills gives oxygenated blood to the body, and from the body it goes. From the body it will exchange O2 and CO2 at the capillaries. From capillaries it goes to the heart. It exchanges O2 and CO2 here, and from CO2 and O2 it goes to the gill and it exchanges. Okay, so that is the single circulation. Okay, first copy copy this. Now we will see the second type, that is incomplete double. As I said, it is present in amphibians and reptiles. While single circulation is present in only fishes. Okay, single circulation is present only fishes. Now first it is present in amphibians and reptiles. While single circulation is present in while single circulation is present in, say, it is present in fishes. First, left atrium receives, for example, this is the heart. Left atrium, this right atrium. Now, left atrium receives which type of blood? O2 blood. From right atrium it receives the deoxygenated blood. Deoxy blood. That means CO2, impure blood. From the other parts of the body. Otherwise, this is the body. It receives. Okay? However, they get mixed up in a single ventricle. So it is ventricle. The ventricle pumps out the mixed blood. Okay? First off, now this is the diagram and it is the heart. Heart, it is a body. It is a respiration. Okay? First, the blood comes from the body. From the body, it goes to the heart, to right atrium. From right atrium, it goes to the ventricle. From ventricle, it stores. After that, from the oxygen, from the respiratory system, it receives the pure blood and it goes to the respiratory system and we will exchange it there. So it is called simple circulation. Or I will explain simply. First, the blood from the body comes into the heart. Okay, and it goes to the capillaries, and from the capillaries it contains the pure blood, and from this it will pass on and it will mix. It goes to the capillaries, and then we will combine and we will form the mixed circulation. Okay, this is present in human reptiles. The left atrium receives oxygenated blood, while the right atrium receives the deoxygenated blood, and ventricle got mixed up, and this got mixed, and the ventricle pumps which type of blood? Mixed blood. Okay. Now let's see the third type. It is double circulation. Okay. First, copy this. Okay, we will see the third one, that is the double circulation. We have seen until now single circulation and incomplete double circulation. Now we will see the double circulation. First, in which organism it is visible? Birds and mammals, as I said at the beginning. First, they have the left atrium, right atrium, left ventricle and right ventricle, and it is body and it is respiration. You will see what they have given. First, right atrium receives deoxygenated blood, from which the body, CO2, okay, and it passes to the right ventricle, it passes, and then and the right ventricle gives out the impure blood to the respiratory system. This is the one. So it cannot mix, as you see here. This is the heart. From the capillaries, the impure blood goes to here. From this, the pure blood will go, impure blood converted impure blood. From impure blood, it goes to the heart. From heart, it goes to the respiratory system. From respiratory system, it goes to the again heart. That is pure blood. Okay, this is the one. Now we have completed the circulatory path. Circulation in ventricle patterns. Okay. Now let's discuss the next point. Okay. First, note down this. Okay. First, now we will see the human circulatory system. Now we have completed the all organisms detailed. Now we will see the human circulatory system. Okay. Now we will see blood vessels, and the first we will see the blood vessels. After that we will see heart. Okay, so we will see in this chapter blood vessels and heart. First, in this section we will continue only RBC, and the next we will discuss about WBC and so on. Okay. Okay. Now we will see first human circulatory system. Human circulatory system is divided into how many types? Blood vascular system and the lymphatic system. First, in this session, we will discuss only this, and the later parts of this chapter we will discuss about lymphatic system. Now, blood vascular system is divided into heart, blood, and blood vessels. Now, the blood is again divided of plasma and the formed elements. And first we will see about this. Okay? And then formed elements is again divided of RBC, WBC, and platelets. Okay? Now WBC is again divided of granulocytes and agranulocytes. Okay? WBC is again divided of granulocytes and agranulocytes. Now agranulocytes, granulocytes again divided of neutrophils, basophils, and eosinophils. Now lymphocytes again divided of B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. This is monocyte. Okay. Now we will see the blood vessels. First we will see about the blood vascular system first. Okay, blood vascular system. Now we will see about the blood. Or we will end up this session with after discussing the plasma only. Okay. Now blood. We have seen the blood is divided. Blood vascular system is divided of the blood and the heart. Blood is composed of plasma and the formed elements. The plasma has straw colored and a slightly alkaline fluid matrix. The plasma. Plasma has which type, what percentage? 55%. Now the formed elements. It has includes cells. This formed elements. What are the formed elements? RBC, WBC and platelets. This RBC, WBC and platelets. And what is the percentage? 45. And the plasma has what percentage? 55. 55 plus 45, 100. So plasma has highest count and it is slightly straw colored, slightly alkaline and it is fluid. What is the pH? 10.4. And it is in cells. You know all. Okay. Let's discuss the next point. Okay, this is our last point to discuss today. Okay, now plasma. What are the constituents? Water and plasma proteins. Another one. Okay, first water has what percentage? 90 to 92% of water, and it is functioning as good solvent function. Now plasma proteins, fibrinogens, one, globulins and albumins. Fibrinogens, globulins and albumins. Now fibrinogen for blood coagulation. Clotting. You will discuss about fibrinogen. What are the uses of fibrinogen and so on. Now globulins. Globulins have antibodies. Okay, let's rub this because it is soft. Okay, the third one. Now globulins. It has that antibodies for defense of the body. Here you see globulins. That means they have antibodies. And now albumin means osmotic balance and regulate which blood BP or blood pressure. Okay, first water and the plasma proteins. So water has 90 to 92% and plasma proteins are 6 to 8%. Now the fibrinogen, globulins and albumins. Fibrinogen for blood clotting and globulins for antibodies and albumins for osmotic balance and blood pressure regulation. Now you will see the last three. Glucose, amino acids, which is organic. Organic which for which purpose? Energy production and growth. And inorganic. Inorganic for osmosis regulation. Now the gases for transport. Now you can see that plasma proteins has the plasma proteins, water and the inorganic, organic and gases. Now water for good solvent and plasma proteins composed of fibrinogens, globulins and albumins. Fibrinogen is for the blood clotting okay, you can see. And the second one is, I hope the gases are not visible. Let's fix. Okay. And plasma protein is composed of three types: fibrinogens, albumins, globulins. Fibrinogen blood clotting. Albumins for the defense. Okay, albumins for the osmotic balance and the blood regulation of blood pressure. Globulins. So it is for it is for the antibodies protection. After that, the third, organic, glucose, amino acids, fats, all. It is for the energy production. And the inorganic, osmotic balance. And the gas for transport. Okay guys, we have seen the part 1 of the body fluid and circulation. In the next session, we will discuss about the part 2 that starts from, let's see what is the next one. Yeah, that starts from the blood vascular system. Okay, blood vascular system. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Now we have taken a new project. Okay. I hope you like this video. Do like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Bye bye.